O-Level Biology 5090, Paper 1, Variant 1, October, November 2024, question number 21 to 40. So we will start from question number 21. And question number 21 is, for which disease can antibiotics be used as an effective treatment? The first option, a bacterial infection. A bacterial infection, the always needs a treatment with antibiotics. So this answer or the option is the correct option. The other options are, which are not correct, the coronary heart disease. A coronary heart disease is caused by a buildup of plaque in the arteries that supply blood to the heart. So to treat uh, this coronary heart disease, there is the requirement of a different approach, often involving lifestyle changes, medication, or procedures to open blocked arteries. And so this is not the correct option. The third one, C, malaria. Malaria is caused by parasite called Plasmodium. So antibiotics are not effective against Plasmodium. So antimalarial drugs are required for this purpose. So this is not the correct options. And the D, a viral infection. Viral infections are not treated with antibiotics because the viral infections need antiviral drugs. So this is not the correct option. Only A is the correct option. Now we will move towards the next question. And the next question is 22. And the diagram has been shown in this question. You can see the diagram shows part of the human urinary system. And here you can see they have labeled with X, Y, and Z. What are the structures X, Y, and Z? You can see the arrow signs which through which the blood is entering into the kidney. Blood is entering into the kidney. It means this is the artery which is taking the blood into the kidney, which is oxygenated blood. And the other why you show the arrow sign in this direction, it means it is moving away from the kidney. So it means this is a vein which is taking the deoxygenated blood from the kidney, and the third one which is moving in the downward direction towards the bladder. So it is the ureter, which is taking the urine out of the kidney after the filtration. So A is the correct option. In the next B, they have also, so B, C, D are not the correct options. Only A is the correct option, as I have labeled the whole diagram. Next question, nerve impulses in neurons can travel away from the central nervous system towards the central nervous system within the central nervous system here. In which direction do impulses in sensory and in relay neurons travel? So you know the sensory or receptor neurons, they take the messages towards the central nervous system. So sensory neurons, they take the messages towards the central neuron. So this is the sensory. And away from the central nervous system, which is motor. And within the central nervous system is relay. So in this way, these are three different types of neurons. So sensory neurons is at number 2, and They have asked about relay neuron, which is at number 3. So according to this, the answer is D. A, B, and C are not the correct option because they have shown that sensory neurons are taking the blood away from the central nervous system, whereas it is taking towards the central nervous system. So in this way, the options are not correct options. Only D is the correct option. Next question, number 24. The diameter of the pupil of the eye was measured at a range of different light intensities. And what is the percentage decrease in pupil diameter when a person moves from an area of complete darkness to an area of light intensity 10,000 arbitrary units? Here you can see they have shown this bar graph. On x-axis, light intensity is shown in arbitrary units, and on y-axis, diameter of the pupil has been shown in millimeter. So you can see as the light intensity is increasing, the diameter of the pupil is decreasing. Light intensity is increasing and diameter of pupil is decreasing. As light intensity is increasing, the diameter of pupil is decreasing. So in this way, we have to find out the percentage decrease in pupil diameter. So at the start, we have to calculate this. You can say the initial diameter, final diameter, uh, initial diameter is 6 millimeter and final diameter is you can see this is the final diameter. So it is about 2.7 millimeter. So we have to find the change in diameter. Initial minus final diameter will 6 minus 2.7 is equal to 3.3. So we will calculate now in this way. Percentage decrease will be equal to change over initial diameter into 100. So in this way, change is 3.3 and initial is 6 into 100. So after calculation, let me calculate. It is about 3.3 divided by 6 is equal to, and it is about 55%. So it means D is the correct option, which is very close to 55%. So answer is D. Next question, number 25. And question number 25 is, when a person is frightened, when a person is frightened, and then which substance caused an increase in the blood sugar level? So here the A option is adrenaline, which is the correct option. So how it is correct option? Because you know, the carbon dioxide adrenaline is a hormone which is secreted from the adrenal glands. So it is secreted at that time when a person is frightened. And the second one is the carbon dioxide, which is a and carbon dioxide is produced as a result of respiration. And insulin is secreted by the pancreas when the sugar level is increased in the body, and lactic acid, you know, it is produced in the muscles during exercise. So adrenaline is only the hormone which is produced as a result. We can say that this is the hormone fight or flight hormone. It is also called as, because when we are frightened, our body release adrenaline, which triggers a cascade of physiological responses, including increased heartbeat, heart rate, and blood flow to muscles. So this prepares you to either face the treat or run away from it. So this is the A option. And the next question is, Raynaud syndrome is a condition that can be triggered by stress. So it causes the hands and feet to react as if they were affected by extreme cold. When there is extreme cold, so what happens at that time? Uh, which reaction will take place in the hands or feet person with Raynaud syndrome? So first of all, what is Raynaud syndrome? It's a condition that can be triggered by stress. So it reacts as if they were affected by extreme cold. So it means when body feels extreme cold, it means there is vasoconstriction, not the vasodilation. And in vasoconstriction, the less blood flows uh, towards the skin. So vasodilation, these are C and D are not the correct options. So there are two options in which the vasoconstriction is there. So blood vessels at the skin surface narrow, reducing blood flow. And the second, blood flows at the skin surface widens, increasing blood flow. When they feel extreme cold, it means the blood is not flowing towards the skin. So it means they are, it is, you can say, the less blood flow, due to less blood flow, there will be the feeling that the person is feeling cold. So in this way, the you can say the first one, A, is the correct option. So the narrowing of blood vessels will reduce the blood flow towards the skin. So in this way, we can say only the vasoconstriction, A. A is the correct option in this case. Next question, number 27. Question number 27, which flow diagram describes how auxins affect growth in negative geotropism? And what is negative geotropism, students? Negative geotropism is a uh, hormonal response which is produced by the stem or the shoot, during which the stem moves away from the gravity. So this is called as the negative geotropism. And whereas the roots show the positive geotropism, so because they move towards the gravity, so they show the positive geotropism, whereas the stem shows the negative geotropism. So in this regard, they have given us four different options, and according to which we have to find out the correct option. So we will move towards the uh, options. A, auxin diffuses down the stem. Auxins diffuses down the stem. So this is correct. Auxins diffuses down the stem, and then auxins collect on the lower side of the stem fine. Cell elongates in stimulated on the lower side of the stem. So the stem goes away from the gravity. As you know, the stem will move in the upward direction, whereas the roots, they will move, their direction will be into the soil. So in this way, we can say the auxins are the growth hormones. So auxins diffuses down the stem. So this is the correct as gravity pulls auxins in the downward direction. So auxins collect on the lower side of the stem because they're moving in the downward direction. So this is accurate due to the gravity's effect. So cell elongation is stimulated on the lower side of the stem. Auxins promote cell elongation, leading to the faster growth on the lower side. So the stem grows away from gravity. This is the definition of negative geotropism. And on the other hand, the B is not a correct option because what is happening? Auxin diffuses up the stem. They diffuses down the stem. So only in this way, the stem will move away the gravity. So negative geotropism will not be possible in that case if auxins diffuses up the stem. So this is not the correct option. And now the next part C option, auxins diffuses down the stem. It is correct. Auxins collects in the lower side of the stem. It is also collected, but the cell elongation is stimulated on the lower side of the stem. Again, this is correct. The stem grows towards the light. Stem will not grow towards the light. It will go away towards the light. So uh, grow into towards the light. So this is also, and you can see the auxins. So cell elongation is stimulated on the lower side of the stem. This is also correct, we can say, but we have to show that this is the about the gravity. Now the diagram D, oxygen diffuses up the, again, this is not the correct option. Only A is the correct option in this regard. Because in this case, in the C, as this is correct, but this is for phototropism. If we are talking phototropism, if we are talking about phototropism, but where we are talking about gravity. So according to gravitational, this is the correct option. So it can be the correct option for phototropism. So only A is the correct option. Phototropism is that phenomena in which the stem moves towards the light. But in geotropism, the stem moves away from the gravity. So this is the difference between these two. So the next diagram shows some stages during the asexual reproduction of a single-celled organism. This is the single-cell organisms. You can see over here V, and in V, nucleus is there, and you can see over here the chromosome, and in W, you can see the division has been started. The nucleus and the chromosomes are condensed and they are replicated. And so in the X, after replication, they are moving towards the opposite poles. And in Y, these they have been divided. Cytokinesis has been taking place and they are divided. It means one set of chromosome was there. Now, after replication, they are doubled, and then they have, and they now after division they have been in this way. So according to this, 1 2 2 1 1, C is the correct option. A, B, and D are not the correct options. Next question. Asexual reproduction involves the cell cycle in which the cell divides and then growth and DNA synthesis takes place before the cell is ready to divide again. So in this question, you can see the diagram shows the stages in one complete cell cycle. The cell cycle takes 1.75 hours to complete. So uh, nucleus divides, cytoplasm divides, cell growth, DNA synthesis, again cell growth. So these are the different stages. So here you can see that the cell takes 1.75 hours. So 1 hour is equal to 60 seconds. So 1.75 hours multiplied by 60 is equal to, let me calculate, is equal to 105 minutes. 105 minutes. So then we, according to this 105, you can see we have to calculate, uh, if we count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 2, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So it means the most of the time is taken by the cell growth as comparison 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is only less time as comparison to cell growth. So means most of the time 52.5, which is 52.5. If we divide this 105 into 16, so it will be equal to 6.6, almost 6.6. So 6.6. So if we divide this time into by 16, because these are the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So it is equal to 16. If we divide it with 16, it is about 6.6. So cell growth is 6.6 multiplied by 8 is equal to 50, 52.8. 52.8. So A is the correct option. All other sides are taking less time as comparison to this cell growth, which is taking the maximum time, that is 52.8 minutes. And what is 16? 6, 9, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16. So we have divided them into 16. Now we are moving towards the next question. Next question is, which diagram matches each type of the flower with its features? So first of all, we have to discuss the question part A, and part A is, they have given us the two flowers, insect pollinated flower and wind pollinated flower, and the characteristics of that. First of all, the insect pollinated flower, anthers loosely attached. With the insect pollinated flowers, anthers are not loosely attached because they are not moving with air, but in case they are loosely attached when they are pollinated by the wind. So this is not the correct option. And B again, we are moving towards the B. What happens? Insect pollinated flowers, large feathery stigma, and the anthers are loosely attached with the wind, and then small sticky stigma. In wind pollinated flowers, it will not. And smooth, light pollen grains. This is correct. Stamens with short filaments. Again, it is for correct, but this is not correct for this, so it is not a correct option. So we will move towards the next options. Option C and D. First of all, we will move towards the option C. Anther loosely attached. Insect pollinated flowers. Anthers uh, loosely attached for wind pollinated, correct. And then uh, large feathery stigmas with this is correct for wind pollinated flower. So the insect pollinated flower, small sticky stigma, definitely, because insect has to sit over it, then these stigmas will attach with it. Small sticky stigma, because when the pollen grains will reach over it, they will be stick with it. Then smooth light pollens, yes, they should be greater in number. They will be light because they have to move with the wind. So stamens with short filaments. Again, this is correct for insect pollinated flower. So B, anthers loosely attached, a large feathery stigma. Again, this is correct. And small sticky stigma, correct. Light pollen, no, this is not correct for it. So stamens with short filaments, it is yes. So it is not correct option. Only C is the correct option in which all characteristics are matching with the proper flowers. Now, next question, 31. And question number 31 is, what is the sequence of organs that a sperm cell must pass through so it can fertilizes an egg cell? Sperm duct. Sperm duct, which takes these sperms out of, and the sperm duct um, takes the sperms from the epididymis to the urethra. From urethra, during sexual intercourse, the sperms are released into the vagina. From vagina, they move towards the cervix, from to uterus, and from uterus to oviduct, where the fusion of the gametes takes place. And according to this is the correct option. Sperm duct to vagina. After sperm duct, they have to go towards the urethra, ure- uterus, no, urethra, no. So according to this, only A is the correct option. We are moving towards the next question. The question number 32. The diagram shows the changes in the thickness of the uterus lining of a woman during her menstrual cycle. At which time is the woman most likely to be fertile? Days are given on one side and the thickness of the uterus lining. And here you can see the fertile, most likely to be fertile. The ovulation time, it is the 14th day when the ovulation expected, the most, you can say, probably expected day is the 14th day when the egg is released. So according to this, B is the correct option. So it also shows the maximum thickness of the uterus lining at that time. So this is the 14th day when the woman most likely to be fertile. Next, what is the example of discontinuous variations in humans. So here you can see they have given us four different body weight, height, blood group, and skin color. So first of all, what are discontinuous variations? Means there are distinct categories or groups within no intermediate values. So think of it like steps on a staircase. You can only be on one step at a time, not in between. So you can see the body weight. It can be different. It can be vary. In every generation, it will be different. Every human being will have the different body weight. So it is a continuous variation. Again, height is also a continuous variation. So also exhibit, because people come in a wide range of heights with many variations in between. Then skin color. Skin color is also influenced by multiple genes and environmental factors. It shows a range of shades and in considered continuous variations. So only blood groups are the type of discontinuous variation, because there are distinct four types of blood group: A, B, AB, and O. There is no intermediate blood group except these four different blood groups. So according to this, the blood groups are showing the discontinuous variations. Next question. Night blindness is an inherited condition in which people have unusually poor vision when light levels are low. So the diagram shows the inheritance of night blindness in three generations of a family. So here you can see couple 4 and 5 expecting their second child in visual 7. The individual 4 and 5, but they are showing the individual 6. 6 is female with night blindness. Female with night blindness. And now the question is, what will be the individual 7? So individual 7, we have to, what will be the probability? What is the probability that individual 7 be a male and will also show night blindness as its phenotype? So here you can see the individuals 1 and 2 both are carriers, because they have a child with this condition. Individual 6 has night blindness, and so genotype is this. So possible genotypes of individual 4 and 5 must be, they are the carriers, that is capital N, small n. And the individual 4 and individual 5 must also be. So that is the reason the individual 6 is suffering with this. So we can make a Puneet scale for this 4 and 5 capital. They both of they are carriers. So then we make a Puneet here. So according to this, the probability of having this child is 1 by 4 or 25%. So according to this, D is the correct option. Because in this way, we can find out probability of being male, probability of, let me write over here all this. How I have find out this. Probability of night blindness Nm is equal to 1 by 4. So being male, probability of being male is equal to 1 by 2, 50%, 50% chances are whether there will be male or female. So combined probability, so 1 by 2 is equal to 1 by 8 equal to 0.125. So according to this calculation, this is the correct option. Or in other words, if you are unable to calculate, then you will find out the least. According to this Puneet scale test, you will go with the least probability, which is 0.125. What is essential for natural selection to occur? So the question, what is natural selection? The nature select the organisms which are best fit in the environment. So is there if there is any change in the environment, the organisms which adapt according to their stage environment, they will survive into this nature by the nature. So if they are surviving, it means there must be differences among individuals within a population. So without variations, there is nothing to select for or engaged. So competition will among them to for different resources such as food, space, mates. So this competition creates a survival of fittest. So competition, if there is competition, it means variation should also be there. So competition and variations, they comes together. So according to this, A is the correct option. When there is competition and no variation, it cannot take the possible with competition should always be there. If competition is there, variations are there. So A is the correct option. All other options are not correct. Now, next question is the gene for human insulin production can be inserted into bacterial DNA to enable the industrial production of insulin. What is an advantage of using this type of insulin to treat a patient with diabetes? Any offspring of the patient will be protected against developing diabetes. So, bacterial DNA to enable. So, there is the genetic engineering information production of insulin in this case. So advantage of using this type of insulin to treat patient with diabetes. So here, what is an obvious strength of the patient will be protected against developing diabetes? No. The patient's pancreas will start producing insulin when it is needed by the body. It will not happen because that is the reason the human is taking insulin in this way. So insulin will be replaced in the patient's DNA in the cells in the pancreas. No, it will not change. It will not replace the patient's DNA. The patient will not suffer any side effects from using insulin produced in the animals. Yes, this is the correct option because this is the only way, uh, or you can say the advantage of using this type of insulin to treat a patient with diabetes. So this D is the correct option. Which row identifies the organisms in a food chain? Food chain in which the organisms in an ecosystem depend on one another for food. So food chain always starts from the producers. The producers are the green plants. always the green plants which do the process of photosynthesis and they manufacture the food, and all other organisms depend on plants for this food. So in a food chain, producer will always be a plant. Herbivores, which depends on plants or which eat the plants, dogs, cat, dog, they will not eat the plants. So there is rabbit, which depends on plants for food, or herbivore animal, and then carnivore, which eats the herbivores, which depends on herbivores for food. So dog, cat, but these three make up a food chain. So D is the correct option. A, B, C are not the correct options. Question number 38. Question number 38 is, some students set up an experiment to study the decay of leaves in the garden soil. They put leaves in bags of different mesh sizes, sealed them, and then buried them. So, sealed them and buried them. Each month, mesh size 0.1 millimeter, and second is mesh size is 1.0, and then mesh size is 5.0, and each month for 5 months the bags were dug up and the total percentage loss in mass from the start of the experiment was calculated. The results are shown. So you can see match size millimeter, month 1, month 2, month 3, month 4, month 5, which is the percentage loss in mass. What can be the student conclude from these results? You can see in the month 0.1, when the size is 0.1, first month the loss was 5. It increases when the months are increasing. And same with the other match sizes 0, 1.0, 13, 23, 26, 42, 48, and with the match size which is larger, 21, 32, and loss is also larger and it is increasing as the months are passing. So what can the student conclude for this results? Decay is dependent on access to oxygen for the decomposers lives in soil. So we cannot say that this is due to which increase in decomposition. So because they are in the same conditions, so there should be same type of increase or same type of loss in mass as the months are passing. So they are shown the different cells decay has been shown in differently. So this is not the correct option. The larger the mesh size, the faster the rate of decay. Yes, you can see as the mesh size is increasing, the decaying process is also increasing. So we can say this is the correct option. Decay depends on how much water can get into the leaf. There is no, you can say data is available on the water. So this is not the nutrients diffuse away from the leaves more easily when mat size increases. Again, this is not, there is no any idea about this. So this is not a correct option. Only B is clear. Only answer B option is clear. As the mesh size is increasing, the decaying process is also increasing. So the decay is on faster rate. So B is the correct option. Next question, number 39 is populations of animals are affected by disease, number of predators, and the supply of food. Which row would lead to the most growth in population size? Which row would lead to the most growth in population size? Decrease population size, growth in population size. It means there should be a decrease in the disease rate. If disease rate is less, the population size will increase. So the increase is not the number of predators. If the number of predators are increasing, the growth in population size will also decrease. So this is not the correct. So supply of food, supply of, or in case disease decreasing, number of predators are increasing, supply of food should also increase. So so A is also not correct. Only B is the correct option, because if there is decrease in the disease rate and also there is decrease in the number of predators and the supply of food is increasing, so the growth in population size will also improve. So B is the correct option. The last question, 40, which human activity has caused most damage to tropical forests? So here they have given us four options: burning fossil fuels, and then flooding of land, cutting down trees for industrial use, searching for plants that can be used in medicine. So first option is burning fossil fuels. So burning fossil fuels, while burning fossil fuels contributes to climate change, so which directly impacts for rainforest, the most direct and significant damage comes from deforestation. So flooding of, this is not the correct option. Again, flooding of land can damage some areas, but it's not the primary cause of widespread rainforest destruction. Cutting down trees for industrial use, yes. Searching for plants that can be used in medicine, no. Again, this is, it cannot lead to some localized impact. It is not the major cause of damage compared to industrial scale deforestation. So again, this is not the correct option. Only C is the correct option. So it was all about from question number 21 to question number 40. Please like, share, and subscribe my channel. Thanks for watching.